Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the 40th meeting of the Honolulu Liquor Commission. Commissioners, I see that there are some minutes to approve.
Yes, Chair, motion will be to approve the regular and executive meeting session minutes for the 23rd meeting and the regular meeting minutes for the 33rd meeting as previously circulated.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. Any objections, reservations? Hearing seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion carries. The executive session minutes of the 23rd meeting and the regular minutes of the 33rd meeting as previously circulated are approved. Moving into our calendar for this afternoon for public hearings, calling application or agenda item number 1, transfer application number 23-00211 from JNJ Inc.
Commissioners, with respect to agenda item number 1, you have in your packets
request from authorized representative Min Young Woo asking that this matter be continued as she was not able to attend today's hearing. So the request is to continue this matter to the May 11th meeting, public hearing kept open.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rai. Since this is agended for today, is there anyone in the room who would like to provide any public testimony as to this agenda item? Hearing seeing none, agenda item number 1 is continued to the May 11th calendar hearing with the public hearing left open. Calling agenda item number 2, transfer application number 23-00249 from BNS Via Mart LLC.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of Commission, Keith Kiuchi for the licensee. We likewise are going to ask that this matter be continued 1 week, so Mr. So, who is one of the principals, can be here, public hearing to be kept open.
Mr. Rai, that's the 5/11 calendar, correct?
Yes.
Thank you. Since this is agended for today, is there anyone who would like to provide public testimony as to agenda item number 2? Hearing seeing none, agenda item number 2 is continued to the May 11th calendar hearing with the public hearing left open.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fuji. Calling agenda item number 3, application number 22-25015 from Machias Ward LLC, DBA SEMA.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and members of the commission. Neil Gota appearing on behalf of Lucia's Ward LLC. Appearing with me is Henry Yun, the owner. We have no changes to the investigative report.
Thank you, Mr. Gota. Mr. Rai.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Commissioners. This application has received 0 written protests, 1 letter in support. Applicant has met statutory requirements for the submission of this application.
Thank you, Mr. Rai. Is there anyone here who would like to provide public testimony as to agenda item number 3? Okay, hearing seeing none, commissioners.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'll just say questions, comments, or type of action.
Sorry, excuse me, Chair. So just confirming, Mr. Gota, right, there's 2 outdoor seating areas, the one at the very top of the floor plan and along the side.
Correct.
And there's stuff gonna bury or some type of thing there. It's not gonna allow things to go out, right?
Correct.
Okay, and the larger space, will there be someone at least kind of designated to be out there as much
Servers
as
will be,
often?
when it's in use, servers will be monitoring that area.
And is the entrance to the regular restaurant through any of the licensed space? Is that the one on the right-hand side?
Right there.
The entrance is right below where it says intermittent dance floor.
Gotcha, I see it now. Okay, I have no further questions.
Okay, I move we approve application number 22-25015.
Second,
There's been a motion and a second. Any objections, reservations? Hearing seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion carries. Application number 22-25015 is approved.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
very much. Calling agenda item number 4, application number 22-25059 from PB Restaurant LLC.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of Commission, Keith Kiuchi for the applicant. To my right is Kevin Comkowicz, COMCOWICH. He is a member of the applicant. We have no further changes to the investigative report.
Thank you, Mr. Kyuchi. Mr. Rai.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Commissioner. This application has received 0 written protests, 0 letters in support. Applicant has met statutory requirements for the submission of this application.
Thank you, Mr. Rai. Is there anyone who'd like to provide public testimony as to agenda item number 4? Hearing and seeing none, commissioners, any comments, questions, or type of action?
Mr. Kyuchi, just to confirm, right, it says where landlord's consent for the extended outdoor area
Yes,
must be submitted prior to issuance of new license. So you guys have that all done already?
right. The First Amendment was done. We called the landlord, called Mr. Comkowicz shortly after the preliminary hearing, called the landlord. Landlord got it to us pretty quick.
Okay,
I actually physically have it here. It's dated March 12th, 2023.
okay, as long as the commission is provided that, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Rai, do you know if that's been submitted to the commission?
It may not have, but we'll make sure it gets there tomorrow. The investigator's doing his final inspection.
I have no other questions.
And move we approve application number 22-25059.
Second,
There's been a motion and a second. Any objections, reservations? Hearing seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion carries. Application number 22-25059 is approved.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. We're going to call out of order, agenda item number 10, liquor administrator, notice of hearing, order to show cause.
Is Ms. Chong not here? Oh. Hold on a second, sorry. Just for the record, I was just handed a document by, Mr. Luke indicating signed from Stella Sung Suk Chong, who is the personal representative of the estate of the licensee. This is to advise you that the undersigned has authorized Wayne Luke to act on her behalf regarding LCA 23-001, and I'm gonna get out of my chair. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So, yes, service was made actually twice to Ms. Chong because I'd made a mistake in the case caption. She obviously has contacted Attorney Luke with respect to this matter. Be happy to address any questions regarding the notice of hearing, amended notice of hearing, or order to show cause. We are requesting that this license be canceled. I believe Mr. Luke has got a very specific date and time within which he'll make that request.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Luke. Sounds like you're official now. Could you please?
Oh, yeah. Well,
for the
I
record?
think I'm the one that saw it was the wrong caption, and I notified the commission to change it, but whatever problems, we waive it, and I'm authorized now to cancel the liquor license, the present liquor license, and my only request is that it be done at 2:00 tomorrow.
Mr. Rai, any comments, objections to the timing of the cancellation?
No, we can arrange for that to happen. So 2:00 Friday, May 5th.
This is agenda item 10.
This is agenda item number 10, yes, the order to show cause. It sounds as though the parties agreed to have the license canceled as of 2 p.m. effective on May 5th, 2023. Is that correct?
Yes.
The other agenda item.
So commissioners, if we could have a motion to that effect.
Motion for agenda number 10 to cancel the license effective 2 p.m. tomorrow, 5/5/2023.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. Any objections, reservations? Here seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion carries. The license under LCA 23-001 for the friendly store is hereby canceled effective 2 p.m. 5/5/2023. Calling agenda item number 5, application number 22-24755 from the friendly store.
With respect to agenda item number 5 versus agenda item, agenda item number 5 has been mooted by the action of canceling the license in number 10. So the commission does not, no action needed by the commission.
Correct, Ms. Rai, thank you. Agenda item number 5, there is no further action. Calling agenda item number 6, application number 23-01857 from friendly store.
That's 6, the standalone.
You can see there. Anyway, behind me is Mr. Jeffrey Arakawa. He is the husband of the applicant. The applicant just had knee surgery, so he's unable to walk. We have no changes to the investigators report.
Okay, thank you. Commissioners?
I have no questions.
I move we approve application number 23-01857.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. Any objections, reservations? Hearing seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion carries. Application number 23-01857 is approved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving into requests, calling agenda item number 7, request number 23-01992 from Melee Garden LLC.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, Commissioners.
Good afternoon.
Kevin Nicola representing Melee Garden LLC. To my right, it's Mr. Jeff Nauman, Naumann. He's the general manager for Melee Gardens LLC. This is actually just to move 2 dates so that they can have the luau on Mother's Day and also on King Kamehameha Day.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Nakoba. Commissioners.
So, Mr. Nakoba, just confirming, so by moving the dates, right? The other days, you're not gonna do a luau, or you're just
Yes.
gonna do a luau with no liquor service
So there won't be any luau.
on the 19th
Yeah, so
or
it's
on
taken-
the 9th?
Yeah, we're taking 2 of the Fridays.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and it will be the same protocols. So, Ms. Nauman actually is the GM. served as one of the security guards. They have 3 security guards that they've hired. Everyone is wristbanded as well.
The only other question I had is, so I know that luau's, do you project the luau's to be larger or count of people to be larger on the 2 days you're moving it to? And if you think you are, please make sure we adjust the security plan or banding plan to accommodate that group. I'm not gonna ask you for numbers. I'm just saying, let's make sure.
I anticipate with the short time between the announcement and the sale that Mother's Day will actually be a little bit less
Okay.
than normal. King Kamehameha Day. It's interesting because it comes on a day we don't usually run a luau, so I
Mhm.
can't actually say, but should we do more than normally would, we would absolutely make a change to the security plan.
I just want to make sure. That's
course.
anything. I have no other questions.
I move we approve request number 23-01992.
Second,
There's been a motion and a second. Any objections or reservations? Hearing and seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion carries. Request number 23-01992 is approved. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Calling agenda item number 8, request number 23-01982 from Canada 2 on behalf of JCNYD LLC.
With respect to item number 8, Mr. Hu withdrew this request. No action needed by the commission.
Thank you, Mr. I, for agenda item number 8, no further action will be taken. Calling agenda item number 9, Liquor Commission 6-month review of the reorganization of its business operations, PS Lounge Inc., DBA Sky Lounge. Mr. Kyuchi, hello.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the commission, Keith Kyuchi for the licensee.
How are things going, Mr. Kyuchi?
I understand that they did not have violations in the last 6 months.
Excellent. Commissioners, questions?
so between the last 6 months and now going forward, they're looking to run the same type of operation and everything else.
Yeah, they, as Investigator Fontaine said the last time we were here 6 months ago, they're trying hard. They had those 2 small nits, but there were violations. So, yeah, I think, it tightened up quite a bit. So.
It's good to hear that with your assistance and our inspectors, assistants, we've gotten it to be under control. So
No,
that's the main thing.
That is the main thing. I agree.
I have one question.
Okay. Since this is a probation, no further action will be taken.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kyuchi. Commissioners, can I have a type of action for agenda item number 11?
The commission may go into executive session.
No,
Oh.
sorry, Commissioner.
Motion for adoption of
Sorry.
findings of
Got
fact,
it.
conclusion of law, decision in order. You're all good. I was waiting. I won't wait. This is.
Turn the page in time. Okay, second.
Okay, there's been a motion and second. Any objections, or reservations? Hearing seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion carries. Findings of fact, conclusions of law, decision in order is entered for agenda item number 11. Moving into our adjudication hearings, calling agenda item number 12, LCB 22-0053 from Shinso Tang.
With respect to agenda item number 12, on behalf of the adjudication deputy corporation counsel, he's indicated that the licensee requests additional time. They have agreed to continue this matter to June 29th setting. And no objection by corporation counsel to that date.
Yeah, agenda item number 12 is continued to the June 29th calendar for its contested case hearing. Moving into other business, calling agenda item number 13, Liquor Commission, April 26, 2023, letter from Managing Director to Chair Buckley regarding the status of system review and complaint investigation being overseen by the Office of the Managing Director. I see that there are no appearances for the record. We did receive that April 26, 2023 letter. It is part of the record and part of the packet for this afternoon. Commissioners, do you have any questions or comments on that letter?
No.
Sir, anything to add on that letter?
Nope.
And no further action will be taken on agenda item number 13. Calling agenda item number 14, Liquor Commission executive session action regarding appointment of interim administrator. Commissioners, can I have a motion to enter into executive session?
So
You're up, Jen.
I move that we go into executive session for the purpose of considering the higher evaluation, dismissal, or discipline of an officer or employee where consideration of matters affecting privacy may be involved.
Second.
Been a motion and a second. Any objections, reservations? Hearing seeing none, I also vote aye. The motion carries. We are now in executive session. Hey, thank you. We are back on the record. Thank you for allowing us to go into executive session. For agenda item number 14, it has come to our attention that Mr. Takimoto has withdrawn his candidacy for the interim position or temporary position of liquor administrator. Mr. Takimoto did provide some personal reasons for withdrawal. We do find them to be genuine and reasonable. Yeah, however, I do feel compelled at this time to express my substantial frustration with this process. This is now the third individual who has withdrawn at a very late stage of the recruitment process and appointment process. Mr. Takimoto was an appointment for a temporary position. The other two were for the permanent position of liquor administrator. But all three individuals withdrew at a very late stage. And for me, that speaks to a process that may not be very effective. I acknowledge that I come from the private sector. We do things differently in the private sector. The public sector has its ways of doing things. It has laws and regulations that are set up to provide transparency and other things related to all areas of government, but recruitment in particular. So I know that we're following a different set of rules than the private sector does. But I'm still left kind of at a loss for how we should be conducting ourselves with the recruitment and appointment process. The facts still remain that there are key positions in this agency that are vacant, including the top position of administrator, which we are actively recruiting for. But that trickles down to other positions as well, key positions as well. And the vacancies do a number of things. First, and in the short term, they provide or they require additional work from the staff that's hired. With key positions vacant, that means there's more work to do that everyone else has to step up and do. And that creates a stress on the agency. And we're actively trying to assist in any way we can to get support into those key positions so that people aren't strained as much as they are currently. But the fact is, with key positions vacant, the work still must be done, and the people on the ground have to just figure out a way to get the work done. And we appreciate the work of the agency, and we appreciate the work of the people currently on the ground. But these vacancies must be filled, and we got to get help in as soon as we can. In the longer term, these key positions, it's the leadership of the next generation for this agency. These positions, the administrator in particular, but also key positions underneath the administrator, they're going to be the ones to really drive the culture, drive the policies, the procedures, licensing to enforcement. They're the ones that's going to be shaping that. And over the longer term, we really need to find those people to step in, the right people, the qualified people to be able to step in and do that job effectively. So when we come to a recruitment process, an appointment process where people withdraw at the last minute, it's a frustrating thing for me as a commissioner to see. I believe that all of the candidates, when they withdrew, they provided reasons. I'm not in any way taking anything away from their reasoning, but it does leave me wondering how to make this process more effective. Commissioners, any questions or comments as to this matter?
Yeah, so I mean, I think, I echo Commissioner Buckley's views in regards to the process and, it being somewhat really difficult based off three people deciding to take back their or resigning from wanting to take the position. But I also think at this point, we're back to ground zero, right? We're starting all over again, and we need to find somebody for these key positions. And I do think, we want to help or find ways to help situations that have issues or have backlogs or anything like that. So I think we're going to have to look at ways of finding out from those people that are in those key areas that run those departments or those areas, what they feel or they say they need to get themselves either the backlog caught up or whatever it may be, because we don't know what that is. Obviously, we don't want to take that role of being in charge of the administration part of this, but at this point, we need to try to figure out how we best can help. And so, we as a commission, as commissioners, are going to have to look at how we best get that information, best be able to help.
Yeah, and to the statement, of the agency being short-staffed. Weight of that short staffing falling on the existing staff is unfair, and our ability. It's such a long process, and there's a lot of public anxiety to kind of stepping forward with one of these positions. And while you want to have clarity and you want to have transparency, it's so public and so potentially embarrassing, or I don't know what term to use in terms of the way that we conduct these hearings, but there definitely needs to be a better way to ensure that this process is done respectfully. I'm candidates that really want to serve in these positions.
I think both of you allude to the fact that process is still ongoing, and it's a long process, sometimes frustratingly long, to get to a recruitment and to an appointment position. And so in that interim, we will continue to do whatever we can do and find creative ways to help the agency to seek support, seek another temporary administrator if there's a possibility there. Of course, we've been working with the managing director's office, and we have a good relationship with them, and they've provided some of their resources to allow us to get some help and support that we need, and we'll continue to work with them on those matters. I believe Ms. Chen in particular and her systematic review will help to provide some light on policies and procedures and training that we can start to implement. I hope that there's a similar process perhaps for the licensing side to get some support there, just to see what ways we can help to support that process too. And yeah, if the managing director's office has any other suggestions for temporary administrators, we're certainly willing to consider that as well. But it's still a long road. I'm still trying to be hopeful that we'll get there with an appointment eventually, and it'll be the right person that will be able to lead this agency. We desperately need that generally for any agency, but in particular with the scrutiny that we have at present. We certainly need that right individual with the right mindset and the right perspective to take hold of the agency and move it forward. So we'll continue that effort. With that, I guess we will have no further action for agenda item number 14. Agenda item number 15, Liquor Commission executive session. I don't believe that is necessary considering the fact that we just entered into executive session for agenda item number 14. So no further action will be taken on agenda item number 15. Agenda item number 16, liquor administrator legislative update, Mr. Rai.
Yeah, today is adjournment. I'll be posting the updated bill tracking table on the website sometime tomorrow.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rai. Agenda item number 17, liquor administrator matters, Mr. Rai.
Nothing further.
Commissioners, any other comments or questions for Mr. Rai? Great, okay. Having said